YouTube. Got it. And okay.
Want to go ahead and put the flag up, Doris?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll do that.
All right, let's do the pledge allegiance.
We're ready, Kay.
Okay, pledge allegiance to the flag.
Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
to the republic
which stands
And
one nation,
under God,
Indivisible.
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for
justice
all.
for all.
Okay, it is just after 5 on Tuesday, May 24th, and this is the planning board's regular monthly meeting. And the first item on the agenda is the minutes from the last meeting on April 26th, 2022. If I could get a motion to approve those minutes, please.
So moved.
And a second? No? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So carried. Okay, the next item on the agenda is a public hearing, and this is in the matter of 100 Glover Street, which is an application for that property located at that address for proposed minor subdivision pursuant to the Village Code, Chapter 240. The proposed subdivision is into 2 lots, and it's in the R20 zoning district. So this is the public hearing, and if I could get a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
And a second. Not seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So the public hearing is now open, and I think I'd like to ask the applicant to make their presentation. I believe it's Bruce Anderson is going to be making that.
Yes, Bruce Anderson, Suffolk Environmental, offices in Main Street, Bridgehampton. With me tonight is Brian DeSessa. I'd like to just give a brief description of what the project is all about. In essence, we have a lot here that we propose to subdivide into 2 lots. The lot 1 contains a number of structures. We can go to the, there we go. And you will see that there's a building, there's a single family dwelling. There are other structures on the property, accessory and a barn, sheds, all of which we propose to demolish. The proposed lot area is 37,517 square feet, where 20,000 square feet is required. And then proposed lot 2 is a vacant lot that would contain 26,997 square feet. Both lots, the subdivision as laid out, complies in all respects to the zoning code. These lots are actually oversized for the zone in which they lie. And we hope to clean up these properties and make them look attractive and to fit in with the village. And that's essentially what we're here to talk about. I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Bruce, we don't need to necessarily go into great detail on this, but Kathy Eisman brought to my attention that the fire marshal recommended the one of the lines get extended, and we wanted to get some clarification from them on that. But have you seen that letter?
No, I have not.
Kathy, do you want to expand on that at all? I think Kathy, you're muted, but I just.
Kathy.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see my screen here with the letter from the fire marshal.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the condition down here that says the nearest fire hydrant is approximately 500 feet from lot number 2. And the recommendation is that the existing water main on Glover Street be extended to connect the main on West Water Street. We were a little confused by that to begin with because, you know, Long Island Avenue is right here. Do you see the map now? Is that
Yes.
okay? And the existing water main appears to go to lot 1 to connect to this building, but not extend. So we do want to get some clarification and thought it would be best to reach out to the fire marshal and to see, you know, if there are other options or, you know, what's the best solution here to make sure there's adequate fire protection.
So that would end up being a condition of approval, but with that in mind,
I would just, if I could just weigh in on that, please.
We can put a hydrant in front.
You
of it.
could put a hydrant in front of the southern lot, which categorizes that. The request here, which is to add approximately 714 feet of water main, I don't deem to be reasonable. There's public water down Long Island Avenue, which is closer. There's water that goes to, you know, the proposed southern lot here. I'll call it the farmhouse lot, where there's water, where a hydrant could be added. So I don't think the recommendation, we would disagree with that recommendation and feel it wouldn't be a requirement of subdivision.
so that's part of why I brought it up, Brian, was that we saw that and we thought it maybe he has a reason or maybe he doesn't, but that maybe the applicant can work with him and there's a new fire marshal for the village, correct, Liz?
Yes, Mr. Scavone is a new fire marshal at the village. I don't know if he was given the opportunity to look at this or not, and whether he would agree with the recommendation. So
I just wanted to bring that to the applicant's and the board's attention. That might not be the solution, but just so that there's an awareness that maybe some resolution to that needs to be thought up. Does that make sense?
We would have no issue discussing it. I'd ask that not be a condition of subdivision. I mean, if you also look too, there's a water main on Long Island Avenue, which is 210 feet from the other parcel. So there could be a different solution that doesn't require, 714 feet of water main, which is.
Right. I don't disagree with you,
Yeah,
Brian, but I would just say that
we're happy to work with the new fire marshal
we
to
need
see.
to figure out the best way to address it, and that.
We're not saying no, we're happy to address it. I just think there's other solutions that aren't as
Okay.
cost prohibitive.
Right. Okay. And then I don't know if anyone else on the board has any questions.
No.
And then if there's anyone from the public at this point that has any questions or comments.
I'm looking at the participants list. I don't see any hands. Nope. No raised hands.
So with that in mind, we can't, we can move forward with closing the public hearing at this point. If I could get a motion to close the public hearing.
with the 15-day written
Right.
comment
Sorry,
period.
with the condition or with the 15-day written comment period. So could I get a motion for that, please?
Okay, so moved.
And a second.
Second.
Okay, thanks, Larry. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that closes the public hearing with the 15-day written comment period still standing. And I guess, Kathy, you will coordinate, please, with the fire marshal, the new fire marshal, and the applicant on the solution for that question or that issue that we just discussed?
Absolutely.
Okay, And then we'll put this on the agenda for the next meeting to vote on a resolution, correct, Liz?
Yes. We will have a resolution prepared for your consideration.
Okay, for the board's consideration for the next meeting, and hopefully we'll have addressed the solution for the fire marshal and the hydrant. All right.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, with that, I think that's everything. So if I could get a motion to adjourn, we are going to be in person next month, correct, Doris?
I believe so. If
Is the sound system working in the
they're
conference
still
room?
they're still working on it.
They're still working on it,
Yes,
but the Zoom,
it's in the works.
but the Zoom extension is
So-
over, isn't it, Liz?
The extension was to June 9th. And then, but right now the state did pass legislation to allow for video conferencing. And the village board noticed a local law for a public hearing at their June meeting to consider enacting legislation to allow for video conferencing of boards like the planning board. They do have to also consider and set a procedure resolution and adopt a procedure resolution that would set the procedure for the boards on how to accomplish video conferencing in compliance with the state law. So they're hopefully going to have a public hearing on that on the June village board meeting and possibly adopt it depending on whether we have all of our referrals in place and whether they're ready to proceed with their procedure resolution.
Okay, so
That's
then
the status.
So it's a maybe then on
It's a maybe.
what we're doing for next month. So I just wanted to make sure so that it's not confusing for everybody. So basically, sounds like we're not sure what we'll be doing next month, but we will communicate that.
Yeah, we need to communicate and have our meeting noticed correctly pursuant to open meetings law. We have to tell people where to come, either by Zoom or in person by a certain date before we put it in the paper. So we will circle back with you
Okay.
and check at that time.
Thanks, everyone. So with that,
Thank you,
I
Liz.
get a motion to.
I'm sorry, Kay,
yeah.
before we adjourn, so do we need a motion to table the 100 Glover Street for the next meeting?
No,
No? Okay.
no, she closed a public hearing and we'll have it on for the
We'll
next
have it
meeting.
on with the proposed
Okay.
resolution to discuss. Yep. So could I
Perfect.
get a motion to adjourn this meeting
So moved.
and a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, but before we sign off, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge a twofer that occurred, which I don't believe in my memory ever occurred before, and that is Ron Reed's, or should we call him Ronald Reed's, overwhelming election to the school board, making Ron, I think, the only person I can remember who ever served on both the village board and the school board simultaneously. One of the village boards, I don't mean the board of trustees. So my congratulations to Ron.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep.
I couldn't have done it without the support of the community. So it's a win for all of us.
We appreciate your volunteering and leadership because it's a big commitment, but we appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Yep.
Right. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. Nice to see everyone. On the
Okay.
computer.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Very
quickly.
Bye.
Night.
Thank you,
Night.
Doris.
We'll see you next
Let me
month.
ask, I'm sorry, very quickly, Mr. DeSessa, I didn't get your information before the meeting started. Didn't know that you were present. Can I have the spelling of your name, please?
Sure. First name Brian, Brian, last name DeSessa, DeSessa.
Great. And you're also just an applicant for the building?
Attorney for the applicant.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good night.
Bye.
See you, Jessica.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Night, y'all.